Hello, hi, dear Swift learners. How are you all? I hope that everybody is fine. And here I, Ritika, am back for you, bringing with me another new session for you all. So before seeing what are we going to study today, we will be having a quick tour on SwiftLearn to see what is the platform at which we are studying. So we are here at SwiftLearn, which is India's most sincere learning destination, providing the classes from grade 1 to grade 10. So here you get live and interactive classes with personalized batches having 6 students at maximum. Also, apart from the teachers, you get an academic mentor team to track your progress and to guide you through the same. And we cover your syllabus as per your school exam schedule so that you can perform well in your school exams also. Apart from these, there are some of the key features of SwiftLearn which makes it all the more special, including a detailed progress report. Then we have SwiftLearn Academic Test Series. We have unlimited practice tests consisting of subjective and objective categories. So please book your free trial class on SwiftLearn and see how amazingly the classes go in here. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon. And if you like the video, kindly press on thumbs up. So today we are going to study about interdependence of living beings 1. Before starting, let us know the meaning of interdependence. Interdependence means how we are dependent on each other. Okay, so we all the living beings on the earth here, we are somehow dependent on each other, and that is what is known as interdependence. So we will be going to study about our environment, how are living beings interdependent, division of living beings, and food chain. So let's quickly get started. If I talk about simple thing, milk. How do you drink milk? Milk, tea, coffee, anything, right? So where do we get it from? Very easy, cows, buffaloes, right? So milk, cow, grass, these are all the part of our environment, and we have seen in the first slide only that we are dependent on other beings. Okay, so everything that surrounds us, okay, it is known as our environment. So whatever it is present in our surrounding, trees, herbs, bushes, water, we have land, we have grasslands, these are all things which make up our environment. And what are the things that we can find around us? It can be living things like some animals, like trees, like herbs, etc. We can also find non-living things like, let's say, table, chair, houses, roads, etc. Okay, so our environment consists of two things, living things and non-living things. Now, what are living beings? These are those things which require basic things such as food, water and air to survive, to live. Okay, if I talk about plants, they also need food, water, air. If I talk about animals, they also require food, water and air. So whichever organisms or the things which require these three basic necessities of food, water and air for various life processes for the survival, they are known as living things. And those things which do not need any food, water, air for their survival, they are non-living thing. If I talk about a bottle, it doesn't need any food, water, air. If I talk about any vehicle, currency, table, cloths, they do not require food, water and air, and hence they are known as non-living things. Now, do living beings depend on non-living beings? Yes, obviously. Okay, so if I talk about we, human, animal, we are dependent on water for our survival. If water not be there, we won't be able to survive. So yes, human beings and living beings are dependent on the non-living things. Animals, they are also dependent on grass, which is again a living thing. Okay, so we are dependent on living things also and non-living things also for our survival. So living beings also depend on each other for their survival. Now, living beings and their interdependence. First of all, if I talk about simple birds, okay, so birds, they make their nest on the trees. So in a way, plant is providing shelter to the birds. So bird, it is dependent on the plant, right? Okay, bee help plant to pollinate their flower. So when bees sit on the flower, some of the pollen grains, they get stuck to the body, okay, and then when they move from flower to flower, they help in pollination. Okay, so in a way, plants are also dependent on various animals for dispersal of their seeds, for pollination, etc. Now, how are living beings dependent on each other for our food? So if I talk about the food categories, we have three categories. Okay, first is producers, consumers, and decomposers. So we have plant as producers, animals which are consumers, and thirdly we have decomposers. So why are these plants known as producers? Because they produce, they make their own food. And what is the process known as photosynthesis? Okay, so photosynthesis is the process by which the green plants, they make their own food, okay, using the carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, minerals, etc. Okay, so because they make their own food, hence they are known as what? Producers. So we call plants as producers. Okay, and what are the things we need for plants need for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, they need sunlight, they need water, they need chlorophyll, okay, etc., etc. Animals, they depend on plants, living animals or dead animals for their food requirements. How? Let us see. So microorganisms, okay, various bacteria or microorganisms, they eat or they decompose the leftover dead matter. Okay, and what are microorganisms? These are very, very small and tiny organisms which we cannot see through our eyes directly. Okay, we need a special microscopes. So some of the examples are bacteria and fungi. Next is autotrophs. So the plants are known as autotrophs. So auto means here self. Okay, so autotrophs means they form their own food. Organisms which create their own food using sunlight, water, carbon dioxide and chemicals are known as autotrophs. And since plants make their own food, they are referred to as autotrophs. Okay, so producers and autotrophs, they are one and same thing. They produce their own food. They use the method known as chemosynthesis or photosynthesis. And what are some of the organisms which are producers? The plants, some of the bacteria and algae also. Next is heterotroph. So heterotroph are we as consumers. So we we and some other animals, they eat some organisms to get the protein and their energy requirement. Okay, so for example, grasshopper, toad, fungi, bacteria, animals, etc., they are heterotrophs. Now heterotrophs, they are again classified into different categories. Okay, so some animals are those which eat only plants, some only eat animals, some eat both plants also, animals also, and some eat the organisms which are already dead. Okay, so we can classify them into four main categories. Let us study about each of them. First is herbivores. So herbivores are those organisms which only eat plants. Okay, for example, rabbit, monkey, cow, goat, sheep, etc. Then we have carnivores, which eat only the flesh of other animals, right? For example, tiger, owl, lion, cheetah, etc. Then omnivore. Omni means both. Okay, so omnivores, they eat both plants and animals. Bear, humans, we are omnivores. And scavengers. So scavengers, they they help to clean the environment. Why? Because they feed on already dead and decaying, already dead animals. Okay, so in a way, they are cleaning the environment. So we have vultures, crows, jackals, etc. They help in cleaning our environment and are known as scavengers. But they are not decomposers. Why? Because they are just eating the flesh. They are not breaking down anything into simpler substance. and this breakdown of complex substance, it is done by decomposers. So these organisms are consisting of bacteria, fungi. They feed on already dead plants and animals, and they are also known as saprotrophs and decomposers. And they are known as decomposers because they are decomposing, they are breaking down the dead parts of plants or dead bodies into simple substances. Now let us study about food chain. Chain is what? A continuous kind of thing. Okay, so food chain here is a continuous thing, you can see it here. Okay, so it is formed by a series of organisms which are depending upon each other for food. So here we have various categories: producer, consumer, which have primary, secondary, tertiary, okay, in which we have herbivore, omnivore, carnivores, and then we have decomposers. So let us study about each of them. Okay, so if I talk about a food chain, okay, you can see here it begins here. Okay, so from sun the plants get energy, it gets water, it gets carbon dioxide, it prepares its food, right? Then the leaves of a plant, it is eaten by the worms. Okay, these worms are eaten by birds, birds are eaten by snake, and when snake dies or a bird dies, worm dies or a plant dies, it is all decomposed. Okay, and it again goes to the plant through the roots. Okay, in the soil it decomposes and it converts itself into it converts itself into various useful things. So this is how the food chain continues itself. Alright, so what are the things we have learned? We'll just revise. Name 5 non-living things present in our environment. So there are many non-living things as we see around. We can have air, water, we can have land, we can have wood, we can have stones, we can have coal. So there are many non-living things. Define environment. What is it consist of? So environment is whatever we find around us. Okay, so our surroundings is our environment. It consists of 2 main components: biotic, abiotic, that is living and non-living component. Describe the role of decomposers. So decomposers, they actually help to decompose the dead and decaying matter. Okay, so they decompose. And there are various bacteria and fungi which are doing the function of decomposing. And what is a food chain? Explained by an example. So food chain is a continuous chain which begins by plants, okay, and it further consists of all the organisms which are eating the previous one. Talking about the example, if I take a simple example of, let's say, some of the plants, okay, so a plant or leaves, okay, it is eaten by some of the worms. Okay, then worms, they are eaten by birds. Okay, birds, they are eaten by snake. Okay, and snake again, it is eaten by, let's say, lion or any other carnivore animal. Okay, so this is a kind of food chain, and when these die, they are all decomposed by the decomposers. Okay, and that decomposed material, it again mixes into the soil and it helps the plant to grow. So this is how the chain goes. Now let's do an activity to see what we have learned today. Bacteria and fungi, they are decomposers. Next, things which require food, water and air for their survival, they are living things. And plants depend on animals. Living plants or dead animals for food? False, they do not require this. Alright, so what we have learned today, we learned about environment, how are living beings interdependent on each other, what is the division, and about food chain. So I hope you might have understood every single thing, you might have learned many things. We will be meeting in the next session in which we will be learning a bit more about interdependence. Okay, so stay here, keep learning, keep studying, book your free trial class, and let's meet in the next session. Thank you.